मङ्गलाचरणं कुर्मः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वंशी विभूषितकरात् नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलाधरोष्ठात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। Namo Namaha. In previous two classes, we have seen the introduction of 15th chapter. So basically, we had seen a summary of all the chapters. Like first chapter, there is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. In second chapter, we saw there is some portion of Jnana Kanda as well as Karma Kanda is discussed in second chapter. So all these chapters we had seen briefly. Then we move to 15th chapter, and this 15th chapter is known as Shastra Grantha. Again, separate Shastra. Iti Guhyatamam Shastram will be said at the end of this chapter, right? So yesterday we saw some aspect of Shastra. There should be Adhikari, there should be Guru Pasakti, there should be some sadhana given, Mahavakya Vichara, then some phalam of that sadhana. So all these aspects were there in some. If there are all these aspects are there, that grantha is known as Shastra Grantha. Then Gita is Shastra Grantha because it covers all the aspect that was discussion. And even this chapter is called Shastra Adhyaya. So here also you are going to see Adhikari, Guru Pasakti, then Mahavakya Vichara, then that Phalam, etc. you are going to see. Right? So we begin this chapter with Bhagwan's Vachana. Arjuna did not ask anything, but Dayalu, Krupalu Bhagwan started giving some knowledge regarding Atman. So he used a particular method where he discussed some things which are already known. Like samsara is well known. That's how Bhagwan Sri Krishna takes up that samsara vriksha, Ashvatha vriksha, and he describes how that samsara is. What was the moolam? What is the root of that samsara? Bhagwan explained Param Tattva, that Brahman is the root of that samsara vriksha. Urdhva moolam. Urdhvam means up, but basically we have to say, in if you see the commentary of Madhusudan Saraswati ji, he will be saying Urdhvam should be taken as Utkrishtam. If you compare Jiva with Brahman, Brahman is Utkrishtatama. So that moolam, that root of samsara vriksha is urdhvam, in the sense it is high, it is sreshtha. Adaha shakham. Now here shakham should be taken as karya of that Brahman. So all the jivas are karya of that Brahman, right? This is Vedanta point of view. Brahman is upadana karana and jivas are its karya. So all kind of jiva. So all kinds of there are various types of jiva. Some jivas are called deva because they have highly there is a sattva in devas. Sattva exists predominantly. So they are getting the high bodies because of their sattva guna. We people like us, we have little bit rajas, so that's how madhya tishtanti rajasaha. And there are some third kind of jivas, they are called kanishtha yoni. So prani matra adi, right? Jiva jantu, krumi, kita adi. So these three kinds of jiva, these are called shakhas of that Brahman. Adash, urdhvamulam, adashakham, ashwatham. We had seen that this vriksha is ever changing, parivartanashilah, nashvaha, that cannot stay even today, even tomorrow. That is called ashwatthah, and it is avyaya. Why it is avyaya? Because we don't know when it started, and it is the ashraya of all the jivas. That's why it is avyaya. It does avyay, even though actually if you see the word veti, na veti iti avyayam, it doesn't end और वे उसमें नहीं होता, ऐसा यदि अर्थ करते हैं, ये अर्थ सापेक्ष अव्यय है, और ब्रह्म के लिए भी अव्यय शब्द आने वाला है आगे, उस अव्यय शब्द का अलग अर्थ रहेगा. इस अव्यय का अर्थ है ये सापेक्ष अव्यय है, because when it started we don't know, that's how it is avyayam. And it is again Acharya says in Bhashya, it is avyaya. Why? Because it doesn't get destroyed by itself. We have to put efforts to destroy that vriksha. That's how it is avyayam. अपने आप वो वृक्ष नष्ट नहीं होता, इसलिए वो अव्यय है. उसका नाश करने के लिए हमें प्रयत्न करना है. So this how he puts avyayam, ashwatham avyayam. Then chandansi yasya parnani. Yasya parnani, parnani patrani, leaves. What are the leaves of this samsara vriksha? So Bhagavan says chandansi. Chandansi नाम छादनात्. छंदांसी, छादन का अर्थ होता है आच्छादन करना. तो संपूर्ण वेद कर्म कांड के द्वारा कर्म से इन जीवों को आच्छादित करता है, और उन जीवों के कर्म के परफॉर्मेंस से ये संसार वृक्ष बढ़ता जाता है, बढ़ता जाता है. दैट्स व्हाई ऑल द वेदास आर कॉल्ड छंदांसी. छंदांसी यस्य पर्णानि यह तम ईदृशम वेद. So one who knows this samsara vriksha in this way मतलब जिसका मूल ब्रह्म है, जिसका कार्य सारे जीव हैं, जिनका भरण पोषण वेद से होता है, ऐसा संसार वृक्ष को इस प्रकार जो जानता है ना, सह वेदविद अस्ति, सह ब्रह्मविद अस्ति, इज अ नोअर ऑफ एवरीथिंग. वेदविद, सर्वविद, like that. Then again there was a discussion. अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसुतास्तस्य शाखाः. अस्य शाखाः अधः ऊर्ध्वं च प्रसृताः विस्तारिताः. तो इनकी शाखाएं नीचे भी गई है, ऊपर भी गई है. नीचे क्यों गई है? तमस. ऊपर क्यों गई है? रजस. सत्वगुण. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्वस्थाः, अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. That was explained, right? Then how those branches are spreading over, what is the main cause for that? It was said guna pravruddha, guna rupa jalena pravruddha. Because of sattvadi guna, those shakas are well spread. And what is the food for them? All the jivas, vishaya pravalaha. So all the vishayas is the food for that jiva. Then adascha mulani anusantatani. Now here moolam is karma. It is well rooted, right? Anu karmanubandhini manushya loke. Then in next shloka, in first and second, there was a description of samsara vriksha. But if we start looking or searching for that kind of vriksha, we are not going to get. Bhagavan himself says, न रूपम अस्य इह उपलभ्यते. इह अस्य संसार वृक्षस्य रूपम फॉर्म न उपलभ्यते. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सी दिस काइंड ऑफ फॉर्म ऑफ दिस संसार वृक्ष. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट डजंट हैव आदि, इट डजंट हैव स्थिति प्रतिष्ठा, इट डजंट हैव अंत. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट इज मायावी संसार. इफ some Gandharva Nagara is made by Jadugar, it will not have adi, it will not have adi. It will just appear. That's how samsara is. Okay. Then ashwatham enam suvirudha moolam. Ayam ashwatha vrukshah. This people tree is suvirudham, samyak arudham asti. It is well rooted. Because it is well rooted, then what we need? Shastram is needed to cut it, that root. Alright? And which kind of vriksha? Shastra? Asanga Shastra. Again, that Shastra is Asanga, Vairagyam. But how it should be? Drudena Asanga Shastrena Chitva. Here Bhagavan says, you need a weapon. Which weapon? Vairagya is weapon. And how it should be? It should be Druda Vairagya. Right? Now, yesterday we had discussed, this is a samsara vriksha, and nowadays nobody allows to cut off this tree or trees. Then why shall we cut off this tree? Isn't it? That was simple question, and I had answer also. Because it is dukkha moola. It gives sorrow, it gives pain. Right? So there are various, interesting stories. एक महिला थी, वो भगवान के पास गई और भगवान को बोला, हे भगवान, आपने ये पति नाम की चीज क्यों बनाई? है कि नहीं? ओ नो, मेरे वो कुछ भी सुनते नहीं, ना कुछ सुनते हैं. मैंने बोला उनको बेड पे टॉवेल मत रखा करो, वो वही जाएंगे वही रख देंगे. तो भगवान बोले, आप मुझे क्यों टोक रहे हो? मैंने तो सिर्फ आदमी बनाया था, मैंने तो सिर्फ मनुष्य बनाया था, पति आपने बनाया. मीन्स व्हाट? संसार एंड जगत, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. ओके, जगत doesn't makes or doesn't create sorrow in our life, but samsara creates a sorrow. What is the samsara? Ahamtvam and mamatvam is called samsara. So भगवान की सृष्टि यदि देखते हैं तो आप घूमने जाओ, निसर्ग का आनंद लेंगे, पेड़ पौधों के पास जाएंगे, वहां आनंद मिलेगा. लेकिन जब you start identifying with something, then obviously or ultimately you are going to get sorrow only. Okay? So, no, इतना अर्जेंट पता नहीं क्या है. Okay. So now this samsara should be cut off. Then what is the shastram? Asanga shastram. Vairagyam is a shastram. That was discussed. Then after cutting off that tree, what should we do? Then that discussion is coming now. Let's see 5th shloka now. 5th one, right? Okay. Oh, 4th one. Have we seen this one? Yesterday we saw, right? Okay. Tatah padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gataha न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी. After cutting off that tree, we have to do something. What we have to do? Tat padam parimargitavyam. We have to search for such padam. Which kind of padam? Yasmin gataha yatra gataha na punah na bhuyah nivartanti. Once you come to know about that padam, which is none other than you, Brahman, then you are not going to go back again in samsara. Right? So, yasmin gataha, yasmin brahmani jnataha, yad brahma vishaye jnataha, brahma jnatarah bhuyah na nivartante nama punah samsaram na prapnuvanti. That's how Bhagavan discussed. And how that padam is, tameva chadyam purusham prapadya. How we should go? What is the sadhanam for that? He says bhakti is the sadhanam. Bhagavat sharanagati. Atvat. Here that purusha can be taken as Brahman, Adi Purusha. So after surrendering ourselves towards that Brahman, यतः इत प्रवृत्तिः पुराणी प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता, from where even this prakriti has come out, right? So that was discussed. Then let's move to next shloka. Okay, someone can repeat after me. Who is repeating? hmm? Nandini ji. निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः
निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषः
अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः
अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामः
द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः
द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैर्
गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत्
गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्
निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्. Okay, we'll see padacheda. Nirmana mohaha visargalopa, jitasanga doshaha visargalopa, adhyatma nityaha again visargalopaha, vinivritta kamaha. So only one rule you have to study. That's it. You will find all the examples here. Nirmana mohaha, jitasanga doshaha. Next, dvandvaihi vimuktaha, free from all dvandvas, the pairs of opposites. Which kind of opposites pair? Sukha dukkha saujnaihi dvandvaihi vimuktaha. What happens? Gacchanti amudhaha padam avyayam tat. Now again avyayam word has come. Here avyayam I will explain later. Okay. That was the padacheda. Nirmana mohaha jitasanga doshaha adhyatmanityaha vinivrittakamaha द्वन्द्वैहि विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्ति अमूढाः पदमम् अथवा पदम अव्ययम तत्. समस्त पद मानमोह, निर्माण मोह is the word, right? So manam च mohascha, it will become dvandva samasa. There is a mana, there is a moha. So mana plus moha, mana mohau. निर्गतः मानः मोहः अथवा निर्गतः निर्गतौ मानमोहौ यस्मात् सह पुरुषः निर्माणमोहः. So this would be singular, and if you make plural it will be निर्माणमोहाः पुरुषाः. So जिनसे मान और मोह निकल गया है उस पुरुष को हम बोलेंगे निर्माण मोह. उसका नाम बन जाएगा ये, है कि नहीं? So what does mana means? What does moha means? Mana and moha, right? Mana, actually this word is made by major dhatu. Ma means to napna, mapna, right? So to measure. So if you add some pratyay upasargas with this, it will change the pratyay, change the meaning. Let's see. What is mana? Mana is taken as abhimana athva apamana. If you add abhi upasarga with mana shabda, it becomes abhimana. Abhimana means what? If मैं इतना सा हूँ और मैं इतना समझने लगा मुझको, in the sense, if I am not that great but somebody says, oh you are great, then I will consider myself like itna. If I am not great but I will say, oh I am great person, that is called abhimana. Abhinama paritah abhitah manah. And what is apamana? Apamana means if I consider myself this much एंड समबडी कज ए यू नो नथिंग, कम हो जाना, उसको बोलते हैं अपमान। बढ़ना, मैं जितना नहीं हूं उससे अधिक समझना अभिमान, मैं जितना हूं उससे कम यदि कोई समझता है तो वो मेरा अपमान जैसा मुझे लगता है। तो जिनसे मान मतलब अभिमान भी निकल गया, अपमान भी निकल गया, प्लस मोह, मोह मीन्स व्हाट, भ्रम अगेन, one who is free from mana as well as moha, that person is known as nirmana moha. Now this particular shloka is actually, in Vedanta Shastra you will find a category of adhikari. So this adhikari part is covered in this shloka. Who is the adhikari of this Gita Shastra, or to attain that ultimate Brahman? Nirmana moha, one who is free from mana as well as moha. Again few qualities are given. So this was first quality. So it can be nature of realized master, one way it can be taken, or it will be sadhana for sadhaka who is not mature yet. So if some realized master you see, he will be free from mana and moha. And if we are there, we have to practice this kind of sadhana. So both way we can take. It is sadhana for us, or it is the nature of Tattvajnani. So both way we have to say. So next lekshana, jita sangadoshaha. Right? Jitah sangadoshaha yaihi te purushaha te bhaktaha athva te jnaninaha jita sangadoshaha. So one who has conquered over asakti. Sangha means asakti, attachment. Right? So that person or those people are known as Jita Sangha Doshaha. Everywhere Bahuvachana is there, so like let me use people word. Adhyatma Nityaha. Adhyatmam. This is the Avyay Bhava Samasa. Atma Vishaye Nityaha. One who are endowed with Atman, one who ever engaged in Atman, that way it can be taken. Adhyatma Nityaha, it will be explained in Anvaya. Vinivritta Kamaha, Kamaha, desires, Ichhaha. Nivrittaha Kamaha can be another samasa. Visheshena, now Bhagwan is adding upasarga with that Nivritta Kamaha. Nivritta matlab gataha, जिनसे कामनाएं निवृत्त हो गई. विशेषेण निवृत्ताः कामाः येषां ते पुरुषाः विनिवृत्त कामाः. And how they are again? This was fourth sadhana, or this was the nature of that Brahmajnani again. Fifth one, dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Right? Dvandvaihi. Which kind of dvandva? Then next pada can be added with this. Sukha dukkha saujnaihi dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Free from the pairs of opposites. Right? Sukha dukkha saujnaihi vimuktaha. Then these are the some lakshanas of that Tattvajnani. So what happens with that? Te amudhaha. Now mudha means what? Mohitaha. Here Bhagavan has added a before that. Means what? Those who are not mudha means what? Viveki janaha. Vivekinaha. Avyayam tat padam gachanti. That's how we have to do anvaya. Let me put anvaya. Vinivritta anvaya vimuktaha. Tat avyayam padam gachanti. Gachanti can be added lastly. So निर्माण मोहाः तत् अव्ययं पदं गच्छन्ति. जितसंगदोषाः तत् अव्यय पदं गच्छन्ति. और निर्माण मोहाः जितसंगदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्याः विनिवृत्तकामाः सुखदुःखादि संज्ञैः विमुक्ताः विवेकिनः अथवा अमूढाः तत् अव्यय पदं गच्छन्ति. Again, for more elaborate, it is already clear. There is a little typo, nirmana, that should be na only. Nirmana mohaha, mana moha varjitaha, jitasanga doshaha, asaktirahitaha, adhyatma nityaha, paramatma, adhyatma nama atma swarupe, alochana nityaha, those who you were engaged to see atman. विनिवृत्त कामाः अपगत इच्छा एभ्यः, जिनसे इच्छाएं निवृत्त हो गई, सुख दुख संज्ञैः द्वंद्वैः विमुक्ताः, विमुक्ताः, वन वर्ड इज मिसिंग देयर, अमूढ़ाः मीन्स विवेकिनः, अव्ययम पदम गच्छन्ति, राइट. So what is the tatparyam? In short, summary has given. Yesham manamohau gatau, yesham vishayasakti nashta, ye atmadhyane sada nirataha santi, te samsara vriksham chitva, having cut off that samsara tree, they attain this padam, means what? They come to know Brahma as their nature. That is the essence of this shloka. Okay. Now, next shloka, let's see. Sixth one we are going to see. Right? This shloka talks about that padam. How that padam is? So let's chant. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. Hanji, Ram Balaji.
न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम.
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम.
I will chant again. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Would you like to do padacheda?
I will try, sir.
Hmm.
न तत् भासयते सूर्यः न शशांकः
Hmm.
न पावकः
Hmm.
यत् गत्वा
Hmm.
न निवर्तन्ते
Hmm.
तत् धाम परमं मम.
Now, whenever you see shloka, now you understand padacheda also, right? Now, what you have to do after doing padacheda? You have to guess or pick up kriya pada. What is the kriya pada here? There are two kriya padas.
भास
Bhasayate as well as
निवर्तन्ते.
nivartante. Bhasayate, to make shine, right? Surya tat na bhasayate. This is one sentence. That's how this bhasayate padam will go with all padas. Surya tat padam na bhasayate. Shashankah tat padam na bhasayate. Pavakah tat padam na bhasayate. And how that is? Yad gatva, again same idea which was presented in fourth shloka. What was fourth shloka? Last line of fourth shloka, do you remember? Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah. Bhuyah yasmin gataha na nivartanti. Same line is presented here. So one who knows Brahman, then there is no punaravartanam in samsara. Okay. Now that padam is such, so let me do pada here, anvaya, then it will be clear. Tat dham, tad brahma, surya na bhasayate. Surya cannot illumine that Brahman. It is same. Even you might say, okay, Surya, it illumines all the things in this world, But when Surya is not there, then Chandra might be illumining that Brahman. No, he says even Chandrama cannot illumine that Brahman. Na Shashankaha bhasayate Brahma. Shashanka Brahma na bhasayate. Okay, when there is no sun, when there is no moon, then we try to get the help of fire. Then that fire might be illumining that Brahman. That kind of doubt can come, right? Then Bhagavan even goes more further and says, even Pavakaha na bhasayate. Even Pavaka, even fire, even Vanni or Agni cannot illumine that Brahman. Why? There is a particular Shruti. If you see Mundaka Upanishad, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. And he even goes further, nema vidyuto bhati kuto yamagnihi. Why? Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. First that Brahma illumines, then everything will be illumined by that Brahman. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. That is the famous shloka. And if you see the Kathopanishad, same shloka, same mantra, Shamyatam. This is not shloka, this is mantra. Okay? In Kenopanishad there is another. Yan manasa na manute enahur manomatam tadeva brahma tvam vidhi yena yad idam upasate. So now, let's see simple meaning of this shloka, and there is a Vedantic point of view in this shloka. I will explain that. Okay? Let's see simple artha. Suryaha Adityah. Okay, sun, the sun. Tat pada, this word tat, the word tat is referring Brahman. Literally, Dhama word is used in this shloka itself. It actually means Brahma. Brahma padam, tat can be taken as padam. Aradhaka, okay, na bhasayate. Okay, that Surya also cannot illumine the pada, which is known as Brahman. Second pada, second vakyam. Na shashankaha, even the sun, the moon cannot illumine that Brahman. Third, even fire cannot illumine that Brahman. Yat dhama Vaishnava padam. Earlier I used the Vaishnava Shabda. Why? Because it is given in Shankara Bhashya. Same word I have put also, which means Brahma Jnatva. Gatva can be taken as Natva. Having known that Brahman, na punaha nivaratante. Right? Tadhama paramam mama. Bhagavan is saying, Tadhama mama asti. That is my Sreshtha Dhama. So this is the meaning. Now, why particularly Bhagavan is bringing Surya, Chandra and Agni? Is there any particular reason? So actually, if you see, this Brahma cannot be revealed by any pramana rather than Veda, rather than alaukika shruti pramana. Okay, how it is connection? See now connection. Surya is the deity of eyes. When Surya itself cannot reveal that Brahman, means what? Your eyes, means your pratyaksha pramana cannot work to reveal that Brahman. Brahma will not be known through your pratyaksha pramana. Indriya cannot work to see that Brahman. So this is one meaning. Let's move to Chandrama. Chandrama is the deity of those who have studied Vivek Chudamani athva Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha.
Manasaha.
Manasaha Devata Chandramaha. Right? So this is the deity of mind. Means what? Even Anumana Pramana cannot reveal. It will not be revealed by Karmendriya, Jnanendriya or mind. Pratyaksha pramana, when pratyaksha doesn't work, then anumana, upamana, all the shabd pramanas, anumanadi pramana cannot work. Then lastly, he had used the word Agnihi. Agnihi is the deity of
Speech.
speech. Vak devata, vachaha devata, vanhi. Right? So, even fire cannot illumine that Brahman. Means what? Even Shabda Pramana cannot reveal that Brahma. This is the idea behind this shloka. Okay, so not Shabda Pramana is not going to work, not Pratyaksha Pramana. Where if Pratyaksha Pramana doesn't work, then Anumanadi, all other Pramanas are not going to work. Then how it will be revealed? So it is revealed through Shruti Pramana, Alaukika Shabda Pramanena Brahma Jnayate. That is the meaning of this shloka, isn't it? Okay. Yes. Now, in this shloka, Mahavakya is coming. Let's repeat after me. Mamaivansho Jivaloke. Someone, please.
Okay. Mamaivansho Jivaloke
Jivabhutas Sanatanaha
Jivabhutas Sanatanaha
Manashashthani
Manashashtani Indriyani
Prakritisthani Karshati.
Prakritisthani Karshati
ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. अगेन पदच्छेद.
Mama
मम
Vani
मम ट्राई
Eva
टू. हाँ.
Mama Evanshaha
एव
Va Amshaha
अंशः.
Amshaha Jivalokaha
जीवलोके. then there is a simple जीवलोके सप्तमी.
Jivaloke okay Jivabhutaha Sanatanaha
हाँ.
Manaha Shashtani Indriyani
प्रकृतिस्थानी.
Prakritisthani Karshati.
Correct. So now this is very simple padacheda again. Mama eva amshaha. This becomes Mahavakya. Here why Jiva and Paramatma is portrayed as one. Means what? Jiva Brahma Aikya is shown through this pada. Jiva is not different from Brahman. Mama eva amshaha. Amsha here is taken as Swarupa. Jiva is a nature of Brahma. So that's how it becomes Mahavakya. Okay. Samasah. Jivanam lokah जीवलोकः. मनुष्याणां लोकः मनुष्यलोकः. विष्णोः लोकः विष्णुलोकः. That way that samasa goes. So जीवलोक, विष्णुलोक, ब्रह्मलोक. Any another loka can be like that. Shashti tatpurusha samasa. And then manashashthani. This is bahuvri samasa again. Manaha shashtham eshu indriyeshu tani sarvani indriyani manashashthani indriyani. Okay, so let's see the anvaya of this. Jiva loke asmin loke mama mine जीव सनातनः जीवभूतः एव अंशः. राइट. प्रकृतिस्थाने मनश्चष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि कर्षति. इज सिंपल अन्वय. लेट्स सी दैट पदार्थः. भगवान इज सेइंग जीवलोके मीन्स अस्मिन् संसारे. मम मम नाम परमात्मनः. Sanatana, you know this word. Sanatana means Chirantana. Right? Amshaha. Amshaya, even it is translated as, let me change. It is not actually Amsha. If you see Sanskrit meaning, it will be Avayava, but it should be taken as Swarupa. If you see the Vedantic point of view, it is Swarupa. This Based on this pada, there are various philosophical views are coming. Ramanujacharya will say this is the part of Paramatma. Advaita Vedanta say it is not part, it is the nature of Brahman. That way it will be taken. Okay. So again there are some another philosophies coming here. जीवलोके संसारे मम परमात्मनः सनातनः चिरन्तनः अंशः स्वरूपः. Jivabhutah means what? Who has become Jiva or one who consider himself as Jiva. Sah Jivah katham kim karoti prakritisthani prakrtau vidyamanani manah etc. All the indriyas, manashasthani indriyani nama chitta as well as panchajnanendriyani karshati akarshati. Why I am putting question mark? It should be purna viram. Okay. Right? This is the meaning of this shloka. The eternal Jiva in this body is my own nature, or it is my nature, right? And particularly in this shloka, you will find the Mahavakya by Mamaiva Amshaha. Secondly, here the definition of Janma and Marana will be clear. So, Janma, what is the Janma and what is the Mrityu? It will be discussed from 7th shloka onwards up to 10th shloka. What does Mrityu means? Let me ask you. In your opinion, Mrityu means what? What does death mean? How it happens? And actually what happens when pranas are departed? You can explain in your own words.
Jivatma separates.
Okay, Jivatma separates. Atma separates, you mean, right?
हाँ.
शरीर से आत्मा अलग हो जाता है.
Okay. Any another opinion?
Like Atma is willing, like merging with the Paramatma.
Atma is willing or
When
merging into.
where he Atma, when he who create Atma is merging with his creator.
Oh, okay. That is the one view. In Vedanta, if we accept this matam, there will be some fault. What fault? We consider Jivatma or Paramatma as Vyapaka. And what does Vyapaka means? Vyapaka means who is pervaded everywhere. And if you see Jivatma goes away from this place to that place, means what? If this thing is going from here to here, which means here is the abhava of this thing. Means what? If you say Jivatma is coming from this body and going another Paramatma, or it is merging with Paramatma, means what? That Jivatma will be absence here. And we don't accept that in Vedanta Matam. We say
आत्मा में ही तो यह शरीर है,
and then why it should go away?
इसलिए कि जो 5 जो है इंद्रियां और मन, इनको वो छोड़ के जाना है, वो तो प्रकृति के माध्यम से आया है.
Okay, nice. That will be explained in this shloka. Actually, Atma never goes away. What goes, that is सूक्ष्म शरीर. सूक्ष्म शरीर जाना मतलब क्या क्या जाता है? मन जाता है
जी.
सूक्ष्म शरीर के 17 पार्ट हैं. इन प्रकरण ग्रंथ कॉल्ड तत्वबोध, इट विल बी वेल नोन. पंच ज्ञानेन्द्रिय, पंच कर्मेंद्रिय, पंच प्राण, मन एंड बुद्धि, इन 17 एस्पेक्ट को लेकर के सूक्ष्म शरीर बनता है. सो व्हाट इज द डेथ? डेथ मीन्स व्हेन सूक्ष्म बॉडी, सटल बॉडी एंड कॉजल बॉडी leaves this gross body, that is called मृत्यु. जब अपने इस स्थूल शरीर से सूक्ष्म शरीर एज वेल एज कारण शरीर निकल जाता है, उनको बोलते हैं मृत्यु. और वही पुनः एक्चुअली मन हम नहीं मानते, तो मतलब उस मन को ही और आत्मा के प्रतिबिंब चैतन्य को हम जीवात्मा नाम देते हैं. तो पहली बार इन्होंने जो कहा था रामबाला जी ने, जीवात्मा निकल जाना, तो हमने उस चैतन्य को जीवात्मा नाम दिया. टू रेफर समथिंग। तो उस जीवात्मा यहाँ से डिपार्ट होकर के परमात्मा में विलीन होता है। मतलब क्या, सूक्ष्म शरीर परमात्मा के साथ विलीन होता है। अगेन इट डजंट गो, it will go there and it will take another body that will be known as janma. So if some jiva is departing from here, that means he is going to get another body if he doesn't know that Brahma. So this is the idea of janma mrityu. और हमारी फिलोसॉफी में, हमारी इंडियन फिलोसॉफी में जन्म और पुनर्जन्म है कॉन्सेप्ट बड़ी अच्छी तरीके से लिए जाती है, and there is some purpose behind this पुनर्जन्म सिद्धांत, right? If you don't accept this पुनर्जन्म सिद्धांत, then there are again many faults. जो किया है उसका क्या, ऐसे सारे क्वेश्चंस आ जाते हैं। तो लेट्स मूव टू दिस श्लोक अगेन। मम एव अंशः जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि आकर्षति। Now this akarshati can be taken two ways. Now within this body we will experience three kinds of avastha: swapna avastha, jagrat avastha and sushupti avastha. Correct? Jiva will go into sushupti avastha, and then what it will do, it will आकर्षण, इंद्रियों का आकर्षण करके वो जागृत अवस्था से सुषुप्ति अवस्था की ओर आकर्षण करेगा वो इंद्रियों का। मीन्स व्हाट, दोस इंद्रिय विल बी लीन और इट विल बी मर्ज इनटू कारण शरीर। दैट कैन बी टेकन दिस वे। और when body actually departs, when jivatma departs from this body, then again those indriyas will be akarshita, or it can be taken away from that this body and it will be taken towards another body. So this how this shloka should be understand. One avastha to another avastha and janma to mrityu. This way it can be taken. Okay. Now again there is a discussion regarding three shariras in this shloka itself. You know three shariras: sukshma, karana and sthula. So I am not going to discuss regarding this. And there is a pratibimba vada, etc., etc. If you see sun is only one. And if you put buckets in front of you, there might be various buckets. And if you put water into that, then that sun will reflect. So these sukshma bodies, when there are sukshma bodies, then only Atma will reflect in this body. And this sthula body, if you put, and if there is no mind, Paramatma even is omnipresent, but it will not appear in that body. इसमें और मुझ में डिफरेंस क्या है? डिफरेंस ये है, निर्जीव है, मैं सजीव हूँ। मतलब क्या? आई हैव माइंड वेयर परमात्मा कैन रिफ्लेक्ट। आत्मा तो व्यापक तो सब जगह पे है, इसमें भी आत्मा है, लेकिन आत्मा कैन नॉट रिफ्लेक्ट इन दिस थिंग। व्हाई? बिकॉज देयर इज नो माइंड। आत्मा को प्रतिबिंबित होने के लिए शुद्ध अंतःकरण की, मतलब शुद्ध उपाधि की जरूरत पड़ती है। देन ओनली इट कैन, यू नो, इट कैन इल्यूमिन और इट कैन रिफ्लेक्ट। सो in all the beings there is a particular thing called mind. That's how Atma reflects in all bodies, right? Okay, now let's move to next shloka. We have 10 more minutes. Let's chant, repeat after me. Okay. Shariram yadavapnoti
शरीरं यदवाप्नोति
यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः
यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः
गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति
गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति
वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्।
वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्।
I will chant. शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्। पदच्छेद। हम्म? शरीरम यद अवाप्नोति
यच्च
यत् च
अपि
अपि उत्क्रामति
ईश्वर
ईश्वरः. नेक्स्ट.
गृही गृहीति
गृहीत्वा
गृहीत्वा
एतानि
संया-
संयाति. हाउ? वायुः गंधान इव आशयात्. राइट, वेरी सिंपल. शरीरम यद अवाप्नोति यच्च अपि उत्क्रामति ईश्वरः गृहीत्वा एतानि संयाति वायुः गंधान इव आशयात्. नो समस्त पद. So let's move to अन्वय. ईश्वरः, here ईश्वर is जीवात्मा. राइट. सूक्ष्म शरीर युक्त यह जीवः सः जीवात्मा अथवा ईश्वर शब्देन अत्र उच्यते. ईश्वर इज टेकन एज जीवात्मा हियर, और जीवात्मा इज टेकन एज ईश्वर हियर. ईश्वरः यत् शरीरम अवाप्नोति. नाउ इन प्रीवियस श्लोक व्हाट वाज द डिस्कशन? he will control his indriya and he will depart from that body or that avastha. Then how, what it will do? Ishvarah yat shariram avapnoti prapnoti. It will get new body, and again after that getting body, after some time what will happen? Yach api utkramati. Again it will go away from that body. How it will go? Vayuhu ashayat gandhan iva. Like if there is a flower, there will be some air, it will take gandha from that vayu, that pushpam, that ashraya. Ashraya means ashraya. That vayu will pick up gandha from that pushpa and it will move further. In the similar way, this jivatma, which is known as Ishvara here, will collect indriyas and mind, and it will move towards next body, next destination. Right? This is the idea. And it will go towards another body, or when it departs from this body, this is called death, and when it takes new body, it is called birth. How? Vayuhu ashayat gandhan iva संयाति गृहीत्वा संयाति. ओके. ईश्वरः जीवात्मा यत् शरीरम अवाप्नोति देहं लभते यच्चापि उत्क्रामति नाम ततः देहात् निर्गच्छति. आशयात्. ओके, लेट मी रिमूव दिस पदम. आशयात्, आश्रयात्. इट शुड बी आश्रयात्. हाँ, आश्रयत. हाँ. वायुः पवनः आशयात् नाम आश्रयत. Again this word is repeated, sorry. So you should go with previous. आशयात् आश्रयात् कुसुमादेः गन्धान् इव. गन्धान् नाम सौरभः. सौरभवत् गृहीत्वा स्वीकृत्य संयाति. संयाति means it goes. What is the tatparya? Through karma, because of karma, that same jiva will go away from previous body and it will get another body. Sharira anantaram prapnoti. Another body it will get. Tada saha vayuvat pushpat gandham iva purvasmat sharirat sarvani api indriyani grihitva sharirantaram pravishati. This is the idea. Right? Very simple idea. This jiva will travel from this सॉरी, यहाँ लाइट चली गई. हेलो, am I audible? Okay, so we have seen up to 8th shloka, right? We'll conclude here. Do you have any doubts regarding today's class or any another doubt?
There is no doubt, but in like a third chapter, that Annad Bhavanti Bhutani is that sloka, and here is any tatparyam or aikyam?
This sloka actually is discuss about body, how bodies are made. Annat bhavanti bhutani means what? Actually, all bodies are made, or are all bodies are the vikara of annam. That's how it can be taken.
इसको
Annat bhavanti.
अविनाश जी 1 मिनट ले सकता हूँ?
हाँ बिल्कुल
मैं
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
जैसे कि आत्मा जब शरीर को प्राप्त करता है तो अपने साथ मन सहित 5 इंद्रियों को भी लाता है, जो पिछले श्लोक में हम लोगों ने देखा 7वें. तो मन सहित मतलब उसका 6 इंद्रियों को अपने ओर ला दिया. ये पूरा विषयों से जोड़ने के लिए मतलब ये काफी है, ठीक ना? तो जब वो मरता है तो मन अपने साथ इन 5 इंद्रियों को लेकर चला जाता है.
बिल्कुल. एक्चुअली
जैसे कि वायु घर में से गंध को ले जाता है, कह रहे हैं.
जी बिल्कुल सही.
अच्छा अच्छा.
वैसे यहाँ मनःष्ठानी ऐसा शब्द प्रयोग किया है, वो केवल षड इंद्रियों को ही लेके जाता है ऐसे नहीं. ये पंच प्राण भी निकल जाते हैं, ज्ञान पंच ज्ञानेन्द्रिय भी चले जाते हैं उनके साथ, और पंच कर्मेंद्रिय भी चले जाते हैं. तो पूरे 17 पदार्थों को लेकर के ये सूक्ष्म शरीर यहाँ से डिपार्ट होता है. तो उन्होंने उपलक्षण किया है, सिर्फ पंच मनःष्ठानी ऐसा बोला, लेकिन संपूर्ण इंद्रिय, पंच प्राण प्लस अंतःकरण ये सारे चले जाते हैं.
मतलब 5 इंद्रियां, 5 कर्मेंद्रियां, 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियां, मन और बुद्धि या अहंकार जो कहा जाए.
हाँ, मन और बुद्धि. कोई बोलते हैं मन और बुद्धि, कोई बोलते हैं सिर्फ 16 पदार्थ जाते हैं, जैसे कि अंतःकरण को
अंतःकरण का प्रयोग करते हैं.
अंतःकरण का प्रयोग करके 16 पदार्थ लेके जाते हैं. कोई बोलते हैं 17, मन और बुद्धि भी इंक्लूड करते हैं. कोई बोलते हैं 19, तो मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार ये सारे जाते हैं. ऐसे अलग अलग उनसे फिलोसॉफी अलग अलग है. कोई बोलते 16, कोई 17, कोई 19.
बहुत अच्छा
जी. ओके, तो विल मीट इन. जी
I have a question.
जी जी.
Manashtani indriyani. I was just want to know, understand a word. Indriyani is indriya, basically panchendriya use. And then the idea behind is that mana plus panchendriya makes it as manashtani. Is that the way the word has been used? I mean, I didn't get the, I mean, is it a term which is generally used in this way? Because I mean, I'm just looking at the word formation, not the meaning per se. But,
there are such samas pancha plus shah, it will be pancha shaha.
okay.
So this how those words are formed.
Okay.
Dvitraha, actually 2 plus 3 they will be seen dvitraha. Chatuf panchaha, that's way. Or there nanada dhakkam nava panchavaram. There is another formation of, there are such kind of formation of words. Okay. Yes, here
There's just one more question. Adhyatma, there is one word in the fifth one, I think. Adhyatma nityaha. You gave an explanation. Nityaha, I can say satatam, but adhyatma, how do you analyze, or how do you do a...
Okay. There is a adhyatma word. Means what? If you see Avyay Bhava Samasa, first prakarana of Samasa Prakaranam is known as Avyay Bhava. Avyay Bhava means what? Purva Pada Pradhanaha Avyay Bhava. There will be Purva Pada Nama Prathama Pada Pradhana. So in this word, there is Adhi Avyaya. And this, whenever you add Adhi Avyaya with some word, it will be meaning of seventh case, means what?
Okay.
Atma related,
Okay.
which will known as adhyatmam. In that samasa prakarana, you will get the example of adhihari. Adhihari means what? Related to hari.
Okay.
That's how this word is made. And those who are ever engaged thinking about this Atma Tattva will be known as Adhyatma Nityaha.
आत्मज्ञान अवस्था में नित्य रूप से स्थित जिसे कहते हैं।
स्थित जो है और जो हमेशा आत्मा का ही चिंतन करते हैं, उस प्रकार लिया जा सकता है।
थैंक यू।
ओके,
बहुत अच्छा
शांति
अविनाश, बहुत अच्छा।
जी धन्यवाद। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवाद।
हरि ओम।